Capricorn, hello, and welcome to your summer 2024 shape shift reading. We're looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shape shift looks and feels like for the summer season. I'm Andy, I'm your reader, and I'm joined today by the Krans set. We've got the Animal Oracle, we've got the Archetypes, we have the Wild Unknown, of course, and more. So we're going to use these decks to get into your shape shift for the summer. These readings are meant to be watched at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the whole summer season, because as you lived through your shapeshift, the reading will become clearer and clearer with your lived experience. So be sure to watch it at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the season. All right, Cap, how are you shifting this summer? Yeah, I kept seeing the shark. Interesting. The shark in the Krans description talks about just sort of swimming along the bottom. These big things we know and sometimes fear that are right under the surface. Okay, that's interesting. The shape you're shifting out of. Let's look at the shape you're shifting into. Okay, the lion. Wow. Really strong energy. Two fierce predators, that's for sure. Top of the food chain, Capricorn. That checks out. You know, and Capricorn on land and sea. Okay, love that for you. All right, let's just look at, pull an archetype card for what that shape shift from shark to lion looks and feels like, and then we'll get into it. Oh, cute. Okay. This is tracking so far. Let's look at it together. Okay, so shark, lion, they're both very forward facing. I like that they're facing in the same direction. It's like your direction is not necessarily shifting, but something might be coming up from the surface to be acknowledged, to be integrated into your sense of self with the lion, especially in Leo season. Interesting. All right, let's read the shark. Okay. Directness, exposure, revealing the true nature and desire. The shark is not only the shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending like nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When in balance, the shark is intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. And when out of balance, the shark starts getting sneaky and self-destructive. To bring into balance, the shark needs honesty, truth-telling, communicating directly. Okay. We love that. And I love that too with the pointy nose of the shark. It's you gotta hone in on something really specific. Maybe even sniff it out, seek it out. Okay, this thing that you've been sort of vaguely scared of underneath the surface, let's find it. Let's look at it. Let's see, okay, let's take a bite out of it and see how it tastes so that you can really, truly face it square on. Maybe it will require speaking about it or sharing how you feel about something really directly. Okay, so shark shifting into lion. Lion says patient, regal, and a complete master. Wow. The lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by few. Capricorn. Some mistake the lion as hard to access or aloof, yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and actions. They don't waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. When in balance, the lion is the epitome of strength and peace. When out of balance, the lion is withdrawn or taking things too seriously. To bring it into balance, the lion needs daily meditation and friendship. Okay, and I'm wondering about the relationship aspect of this, because what that shapeshift looks and feels like from shark to lion is the forest and then the kiss, which is like bringing in something relational. So let's read about these archetypes. Let's start with the forest. If I recall, it talks about, again, like going into this sort of like deep cave, like cave space, cave hidden space, which would really corroborate the shark energy. So let's find out about the forest. The woods, the thicket, the jungle. Okay. Consider for a moment your earliest memory of the forest, Capricorn. It's likely it included all of the mythic dynamics of this archetypal space. A little fear, shark energy, a little enchantment, perhaps losing your way, perhaps discovering a secret mystical treasure. Such is the magic of the forest. It requires first that you enter it, and then that you get lost in it. You may think there is a path to lead you straight through, but soon enough you'll be on what is known as the pathless path. There are tricksters here, dense foliage and entanglement, but equally present are the glimmers of fairy light and friends among the trees. You are on an adventure now, Capricorn, and there is no turning back. So embrace the dim light and the moving shadows. Whether literal or imaginal, brave the forest and get lost getting found. Whoa. When in balance, in the forest, magic abounds, childlike wonder, a sense of adventure. When out of balance, concealment, density. Okay, interesting. So like, again, this idea of like withdrawing or staying hidden or being like sort of heavy with the shark, like at the bottom of the ocean. To go deeper, look at the opening 3 lines of Dante Alighieri's Inferno. If you get out of the forest without feeling lost, you were only in a little grove of trees. The great archetypal forest requires we spend at least one night frightened for our life. Wow. Total shark energy. Oh my God. Like think about like the scariest places we can imagine. And I would say those are the spaces in the depths of the forest and the depths of the ocean, like this space that would be inhabited by that shark type, those type fears, those type scary places. So this could be some 12th house energy for some of y'all. To figure that out, you look at your rising sign and it's the house, the sign that's right before that on your natal chart. The hunter, the maiden, the crone, and the shaman make regular appearances in the forest. These are other cards in this deck. Don't be surprised if these cards come up together. Let the narrative reveal itself. Okay, I love that for you. Let the narrative reveal itself. So, okay, if you are finding yourself, whenever you're watching this reading, if you are feeling like you are scared, like you're a little lost, like everything around you is this like dark, dense, deep sea, deep forest type vibe, and you don't know where you're going or how you got there, and you really thought you were on a path, and now it seems like it's the not path and there was no path, and there, you know what I mean? Like you're feeling that sort of energy and you're scared. I think the steps are to sort of like lean into it and surrender to the fear, recognizing that like it's really understandable to be scared in that place, but if you're able to kind of like face that fear head on and also just accept that part of the journey of being in the forest is getting lost and coming out the other side, like that's the part of the point of it. There's so much folklore that you could look into, especially like fairy lore, and like I'm thinking about like scary Appalachian explore, about like getting lured into the forest, and things like sort of whispering to you, speaking to you, and you're not sure if you should follow them. You shouldn't even acknowledge them. You should just like keep going on your path. Or like the fairies sort of like setting little traps for you. You know, it is that like sort of paranoid vibe. And I think the best thing you can do is just sort of like, I mean, I can think of so many experiences. Like I got lost in the woods when I was like 10 years old with my friend, and we had bikes, and we couldn't find our way back to the trail, and it was getting dark, you know, but we made it out. It was fine. But then, and I'm also thinking of another experience, like falling asleep camping, and like I had a dog with me, and she was like so scared and paranoid the whole night, and just like every sound I heard, she heard also. And I just kept imagining the absolute worst. And then the sun rises, and I look around. We ended up making camp at dark, and I look around, and I'm like, oh my God, we were right by, we weren't that deep in the forest after all, you know? So it's sort of like you have to sort of pass through the night to get to this other side. And I think it's like an experience of a strengthening of character, or like strengthening your spiritual resolve. Like, okay, no, I do know what I'm doing. I'm good. Like facing the fear is part of that self-development and growth and like maturity. Okay, let's look at the kiss. Why is the kiss here? The touch, the chemistry, the sex. Okay. Before a first kiss, the air is electrified. Each breath is alive with possibility and magic. What will their lips be like? Their tongue? Do they want me in return? The archetypal energy of the kiss is a heightened sensation of merging with another, of letting in what was moments ago separate. Two become one. It's risky, but beautiful business. These moments forever change us as we move past the solitary self toward union and acceptance. This card suggests true intimacy is around the corner, which requires bravery and surrender. When the kiss takes a non-human form, it may be experienced as touching the sacred, hearing a whisper, or being graced by a divine being. You will recognize the presence of the kiss by cold chills and an awakening of the heart. When in balance, the kiss is sensual expressiveness, merging, inviting. When out of balance, it's neediness or pressure or dominance or disrespect. To go deeper, take a look at Andy Warhol's 1963 film called Kiss. Intimacy is multi-layered and requires our reflection. Revisit what you consider to be sensual, taboo, acceptable, and shameful. Write down the story of your first kiss. What was changed in that moment? Okay, so something about this has to do with intimacy. And this, again, it can be about relationships for you, but it could be intimacy with yourself, intimacy with like the world around you. So take it how it resonates, but there's like something about a fear of intimacy that is translating really literally in these cards. And if you are able to let yourself like acknowledge that you're lost in it a little bit and that you can't find your way, and just sort of like be there, be present in that thick forest, in that deep ocean, and see what is there to meet you, see what you're so afraid of. You'll actually probably be able to speak about it a lot more directly and a lot more in a way that like takes the edge out of it and brings peace, brings calm, brings the sense of like self-assuredness and confidence and like, yes, I am okay, we are okay, we move forward in this like new, mature way of connecting, of understanding intimate connections. So you really may need to speak your mind in a relationship, and you may need to just like come out and say something that you're afraid to say, in order to deepen that intimacy and in order to like grow and mature as a person, as a being, and to feel your own strength as the lion. Lovely. Okay, we're going to get into this deeper now, Capricorn. We're going to use the wild unknown. We're going to use the liminal space. and basically do a whole other reading for this. So if this is resonating so far and you want to view the whole thing, click that link in the description box below, and that will take you to the shifting space. This is a space where we investigate these zodiac shift readings over the course of the entire summer season together. We will loop in the astrology. We will share our personal and collective shift ideas and experiences. We will meet and watch the readings together. Okay, so if this sounds like an experience in community, investigating this together, that is up your alley, I hope to see you there where we can watch this full reading together. Okay. And like, I also just want to say, Capricorn, if you are sort of lost in the sauce here with this, whatever this is talking about in your life, you might want a personal reading, in which case, get in touch with me. Go to my website, unseenhandstarot.com, and you can find out how to work with me personally. We'll pull some cards, we'll look at the stars, and we'll flesh things out for you. Okay? Get you feeling maybe a little less lost. All right, Capricorn, let's pull for the shark.